A story about a girl, her name is Aeve. Some call her Aeve. This is a story about a girl and she's part of the plan of God. And nothing can ever separate her from it. She's got bravery. She's not afraid. She's not afraid of what people think. And nothing her story is a great one, you will. Galatians chapter 3 verse 22 through 26. The law was for the coming of Jesus Christ to be guardian until he will die for us. People, that is the sole purpose of the law, to just guard us until the Messiah was to fulfill the law. And even though he passed, he still wanted us to keep the law with love and keep thy 2 commandments. How do we do that? Like Romans says, chapter 13, verse 8 to 13. The love is the fulfillment of the law. It's like Paul says, there's no law against doing good, even though modern day laws say if you interfere with an operation that sometimes the police or the fire department is doing something, even though you're helping and even though you did help, you will still be arrested. But Paul says there is no law against doing good, people, and God's law says it. Also Jesus says it. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 through 33. No law in doing good. But still Jesus, he was not going to change the law. He was going to fulfill it, and he did, by loving thy neighbor and loving thy God. He gave up his own power in heaven and came to the world powerless and be like man. So to show the world to put his faith in God instead of its own works. Trust in God and put your hands in him. So people will know that it wasn't his will, but it was God's. And how he did that, people? By praying, praying, and praying. And the same for women to do. Just like women can take Nazarite vows. Romans chapter 2 verse 13 through 16. Gentiles are saved even though they do not know the 10 commandments. But still in Jesus' times, the Mosaic law and the times of the Israelite kings, the law was strict. And even though men became hard with their hearts, men were punished for doing good. And too many things were contradicting themselves in the times of the Mosaic law and the kings. For example, the daughters of Sephalite. Deuteronomy chapter 27 verse 1. Daughters were going to lose property and the name, but God interceded and they kept their name. No, that's just one. For example, Mark chapter 3 verse 16. Man was cured in the Sabbath against the law. Again, the Mosaic law, even though it's good, times made things different, and sometimes they contradicted each other. Just to remember that man is above the Sabbath, and the Sabbath that he is Lord over the Sabbath, just like women are too. The law was made to serve, not to make people suffer or die, but to make them survive and live. Another example is Luke chapter 13 verse 10 through 17. And again a person was cured on the Sabbath. And a man was cured, but still Jesus completed the law, and he did it by curing him with love and keeping thy 2 commandments. We see these are the examples. There are more examples in the Bible that reveal that the law had issues and problems because of man's fault, woman's fault. But even though Jesus fulfilled the law, And even though people judged wrong, God completed the 10 commandments by keeping the 2. For example, Matthew chapter 12:8. Man is the Lord of the Sabbath, just like woman too. The law is to help man, not to enslave it. God said man is Lord over the Sabbath, and he died and rise again. So that way those who will die will rise with him when he returns. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 14. We will be raised with him. He died so all those who were before him and before the law, time of his birth and after his birth, will be saved.
Oh, wow. It seems there were laws for women. Oh, wow. I read the Bible before. Didn't know they had so much information about women. Oh, thank you, Val. That's good. I need to ask you, how do you know so much about the woman thing in the Bible? Oh, yes, how the woman thing.
Aeve, I know you want to ask me that question, but I can tell you, I know a very wise man named Pastor Jackson. He's a man who taught me. He's a man who was a great time working on the Bible. He did a lot of things. He went to a lot of places, and he's a very, very wise man. I'll take you with me to see him, so you can hear what he says and see he learned it from Jews.
Oh, thank you, Val. Okay, can we go meet him? Oh, wow. Hello, Val, you brought company.
Okay, girls, this is Jackson. And I learned from him for the last 20 years. He is very wise. If you want to ask him about the Bible, he will tell you everything, including the woman part. He is very wise in everything.
Oh, we want to ask you, Val. Hi, we want to know the woman thinks of the Bible. Hello, Val, Mr. Jackson's incredible. How do you know so much about the Bible, Mr. Jackson? I'm very happy. Hello, Evie. Hello, Melissa. Oh, I'll tell you. I learned it from the good Jews. I've went to many of them. They love me very much. But I've been through the whole world, and I've seen so many things. They are good people. Oh, I want to ask you so many things. Please, teach us more, so we can know more women and the woman thinks in the Bible. We want to learn what God told the women to do, so they can do the plan of God. Oh, I'll tell you. Let's talk, and we talk about our brother Hebrew, Reyes, who's a good man. I like him very much. And he can tell you many things about women that I learned from the Bible from him. He speaks Hebrew, and I learned Hebrew thanks to him. Oh, laddie. Hello, Jackson. Hello, Val. Shalom. How are you? Hello, Aeve. Hello, Melissa. I am Rabbi Verts. Oh, hello there. Good to meet a Hebrew friend of Mr. Jackson. I like to tell about the Bible, and I'll tell you, Aeve, many secrets of women in the Bible. I start with something a rabbi said once. Some of our sages probe not only words of Torah, but what I will tell you is from a rabbi who is smart. It was he who taught if a husband and wife are deserving, God's presence will dwell in their midst. If they are not deserving, fire devours them. For said Rabbi, the Hebrew word for man is ish, spelled aleph, yod is shin. Remove the yod and you have aleph shin, or ish, meaning fire. The Hebrew word for woman in isha, spelled aleph, shin, he. Remove the he, and once again you have ish, meaning fire. From this we learn there is a consuming fire in our heart of every man and woman. When they marry, two fires are brought together, are capable of destroying the whole world, if not properly tended. To quench the fire is impossible. First, it generates the life of the world, but to leave the fire as it is also impossible, as it will generate evil. What did God do? He placed one of the letters of His name, the first letter of divine name, Yod, between Aleph and Shin to make the Hebrew name for man, and He took the second letter of divine name, the He, and placed it after Aleph and Shin to make the Hebrew word for woman. In that way, both woman and man retain in their names the word fire. But when they are married, divine presence dwells in their midst in the combination of their names. Wherever God's presence dwells, the fire gives warmth and heat, but it doesn't devour and consume. If husband and wife do not make divine presence unwelcome, its divine blessing rests on the work of their hands, and they become as partners in an act of divine creation. But if they make the presence unwelcome so that it doesn't dwell in their midst, they are left only with two consuming fires. Every Jewish home is intended as a sanctuary. Those who dwell in it are to be as priests, to function, that to take place in it are sacred as an altar service. Thank you. Very good, Reyes. That is wise words. I don't know if the girls know Hebrew things, but this is a start, so they can know that women have very important things in the Bible. Oh, wow. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay, Bao. Okay, Jackson. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you so much. We'll see. Thank you, Aeve. Thank you, Bao.
Hello, Officer Sixer. I was talking to my friends about efforts. Do you believe you can be saved by your efforts, or you're saved by God's efforts? You can only be saved by faith, but the efforts matter too. You gotta believe in faith in God, or you don't have anything. Oh, you're not saved by your efforts. You're saved by God. Oh, just by your own efforts. Well, I'm not sure. Well, efforts are important. You can't be saved by just believing. Or you cannot be saved only by God. You need to be saved by what you do too. Or else you can't do it. God, you're saved by God efforts. Going around making my feet. I'll see you later, Bao. After we talked to the birds, I'm gonna tell you a moment that I saw, and my friend David and Troya saw talking to cops and military about if you're saved by your own efforts or you're saved by God's efforts. Oh, I was talking to Bao last time, and I was talking about something important he and I were talking about efforts. Are we saved by our own efforts? Or the law of man can be in the law of God and be saved by its efforts? Or only by God's law's efforts? Or not by God's law, or neither by man's law? What would you think? Hey, what? Well, laws of man are always correct. If we don't have law, we don't have order, and order is important. You can't have the bad guys killing everyone. Well, God's laws, I don't know. I don't believe in God. Bow about efforts. It's hard. I want to know that efforts save us, but you can't be saved by efforts, no matter how hard you do things. I don't know. I agree on one thing with Bao. We are saved by God or we are not saved, but if you don't have efforts, how can you be saved? Okay, look, I won't answer that. Who knows? I don't agree with that. We're not saved by God's efforts. There is so much talk about my efforts, are we saved? It reminded me of something funny that happened to one cop friend.
He was trying to always be right and thought that he could do everything. But he made a mistake. And even though he didn't realize, he fell from his board. Just to always remind us that we're not always correct or right in everything we want. We all make mistakes. Efforts? Wow. I'm not sure about efforts, because really you can't really decide things. The efforts are good, but you have to be saved by God's decision or be saved by being baptized. You can't be baptized.
But let's say it says us. We don't have to ask that. Being saved by faith by efforts, we cannot. We're only saved because God saved us. It's not possible for us to be saved. Anyway, our efforts cannot save us. We're only saved by accepting Jesus Christ. So only through that can we be saved.
Well, anyway, don't worry, pal. I'll talk to you later about that. Oh, wow. After talking about birds, I told Melissa a funny thing that happened one day. Me and my dad were enjoying one day, and he was gonna buy something for us, and he was gonna go, but he went to the car, he forgot he left his keys. My dad, he went and grabbed his bat and hit it. Ha ha ha. My mom and me laughed.
Oh, hello, Mom. Came back from talking to Bao and Uncle Jackson, and also to Rabbi Bird. Very good things of the woman.
Oh, hello, Aeve.
Oh, okay, Mom. Oh, wait, Mom. I want to talk to you. Can we be saved by our efforts or by God's efforts?
Aeve, we're saved by God's efforts. We're not saved by what we do. You can do everything in the world, Aeve, but no matter what, you can be saved. Jesus saves. And God is the one who came like Jesus.
Oh, Mom.
We are saved by God's efforts, Aeve. You can do everything in the world, but if you didn't do it in God's efforts and you didn't put it in God's hands, you aren't saved by you. You're saved by God. You can do everything, Aeve, but He's the one who saved us.
Okay, from God's efforts.